Record and Reconcile Third-Party Payments, Part 2. Welcome to Part 2 of the video on how to record and reconcile third-party payments. If you're watching this video, you have already learned how to record the payment from Part 1 in the Processing tab. Once you have done so, you can now move over to the Settlement tab here. In the Settlement tab, first find the payments that you just recorded by going to the applicable month that the payments were dated for. Remember, this is based on payment, not based on the invoice dates. The payment that we recorded in the example from Part 1 video was made in May. So click May and then click Apply. As you can see, all of the payments for the third-party example we are using, called the Alberta Affordability Grant, are shown here. If other payments are also here from other sponsors such as parents, you will need to make sure you filter for the third-party sponsor at the top of the sponsor column. In this case, we already have filtered for Alberta Affordability Grant by typing it in. Now, bring out the payment statement that you will have received from the third party, showing the lump sum payment that went to your bank account with the full breakdown of how much of that payment was applied for each individual child. You are going to compare the statement to this screen. Note, if that statement comes with the children sorted by last name or first name, make sure to match the sorting in this screen to what is shown on your statement. For instance, if the children are sorted by last name, you can go to the last name column here and sort them accordingly. Now I'm going to input what I actually received for each child. As I do so, I can check them off on the left-hand side. You will note that as I check off the children that match the statement, my deposit group total on the right-hand side continues to increase accordingly. Once I come to a child where the amount shown does not match the statement, I am going to input what actually was received. For instance, for this child Jade, if the statement shows that you actually received only $700, then you will enter $700 in the actual received field for Jade. Once you've inputted the actual amount received, you will see a Reconcile button appear to the right. Click the Reconciliation button. The system will automatically show you what it plans to do to reconcile this transaction. First, it is going to update the original invoice and the processed amount to $700, because that's what you actually received. Now, it's going to ask you what you want to do with the balance. You must consider who is going to be in charge of paying the balance. Is it going to still be the affordability grant? Maybe they underpaid you, and you need to now go collect that amount. Or maybe it's one of the other sponsors that you wish to charge the balance to. You can make your selection here, input a memo as to why, and click Update. Once you click Update, the system will automatically update the old invoice to the new amount, and it will automatically create the new invoice to the sponsor you selected for the difference. Now, you can easily go back to the processing screen later, filter for unpaid invoices, and collect or make any claims adjustments accordingly with your third party. Now continue this process until you have selected all of the children from the statement. Once you have selected all of the children, you will note that the deposit total on the right should match exactly to the statement from your third party. If it does not, you need to go back and confirm where the error lies and adjust accordingly. Once the totals match, you are going to input the date that the deposit actually went to your bank account. In this case, we are going to say it was May 12th. Once you have the date, you can press Create. Now that you have created that deposit, all of those payments have been lumped together into one deposit group and have been moved to the Deposited tab. In the Deposited tab, I can filter by the date of the deposit and press Apply. It will show all payments that have been lumped together into deposit groupings. This should match your bank statement. From our example, you can see the deposit grouping that we just created from the third party here. If I want to see details, I can expand and see all of the items that we just created. If you need to make changes, you can easily revert a deposit to the Process tab by selecting the entry, clicking the three dots, and choosing Revert Deposit Group. And that's it! You've now successfully recorded a third-party payment and reconciled it to ensure it perfectly matches your bank statement.